Tova. It's great to have you all here. And this is such an amazing moment when we're about to begin the new year. Year 5781. A year, no doubt, full of challenges, but also full of opportunities. And we should start this new year with more faith in our hearts, with a different attitude. A year that we should get accustomed to look at every blessing God sends our way. Sometimes we miss the opportunities to enjoy blessings because we don't know where to look at. So I truly believe this is going to be a year where we are going to learn to count every blessing of our lives. So thank you so much for tuning in. It's a great pleasure to be here conducting this service for you. And here we are. I'm Rabbi Aníbal Mas, and I'm here with Rabbi Matthew Leibel on the piano.
Great to be here. What do we say? Do we say Shabbat Shalom and Shana Tova, or do we say Shana Tova and Shabbat Shalom? I know order is very important in Jewish tradition.
Yes. First we say Shabbat Shalom, and then we say Shana Tova. We have a principle that the rabbis kind of invented, I will say. There is a word for that, but it doesn't matter. That is called Tamid Veino Tamid Tamid Kodem. Something that is often comes before that something that it doesn't come so often. So Shabbat comes every week, Rosh Hashanah once a year. So if you have a day that is Shabbat and Rosh Hashanah, we say first Shabbat Shalom, and then Shana Tova. So in this case, but you know, when it's Shabbat and when it's a festival, we light candles. Today the candles are already lit. So if you haven't lit your candles at home, this will be the opportunity to do so if you want. The blessing is special because it will mention the Yom Tov, that is a Rosh Hashanah, but it will also mention Shabbat. So if you have the Machzor, you will say, Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav etzivanu, lehadlik ner shel Shabbat ve'yom tov.
Amen.
And then we say the Shehecheyanu, Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Shehecheyanu ve'kiyemanu ve'higianu Lazman hazeh. And everybody say it from home.
Amen.
Thank you very much. You can sing that or you can type it in the chat. By the way, tonight is very special. We have two chats. We have the one from YouTube/Facebook. I'm reading those messages right here. And we also have the chat from the special place that we have on our website for the high holidays, www.szwinnipeg.ca, so you can use that one as well. So far, I haven't seen any messages, but I'm hoping that you are going to get a little chatty a little later. And wow, so many people already, so many people. I see Alain, I see Alice and Bill, Wiseman, Scheigel, McFly, say Kerry Wolfenson. Oh, Claire Whiteman, Marvin Polanski, Sandy Polanski, Terry from the United States, David Wilder, Otmani, Shelly Chochinov, and so many others I probably missed at the beginning. I say Ian Stanilov. Hello, Ian. Shabbat Shalom, Shana Tova. The Sterns are here using Louis Stern's account. Hello, everyone. So, let's begin with the formal part of the service. First, we follow a time-honored tradition, which is to do a, hold on.
The psalm is not in the machzors.
We are going to do a psalm first, and then we are going to continue with a mourner's Kaddish, because we start directly with the Mariv service, so we missed the Mincha service. So we are going to say just a psalm. In this case, I'm going to recite Psalm 27. You can find it on page 75 of the Maxorim. Le David Adonai Oriveishi Mimihira Adonai Maos Chaya Mimivchat. Kavel Adonai Chazak v'ametz libecha v'kavel Adonai. So,
Mourner's Kaddish. For the 29th day in the Hebrew month of Elul, which it is here before we switch to Shabbat and Rosh HaShanah, Mourner's Kaddish can be found on page 32 in your machzor. On the 29th of Elul, at Congregation Shered Zedek, we commemorate the following yortzites: Jonathan Aronson, Yonatan Ephraim ben Eliyahu Vidalia, Alan Bass, Irving Bricker, Yitzchak ben Yaakov Umiriam, Sarah Burke, Sora Rivka bat Matityahu v'Shifra, Lena Korn, Tzina bat Shlomo v'Chaika, Norman Theodore Kroll, Moshe ben Sadok, Norman Morris Harden, Nachum ben Moshe, Sarah Hyman, Sarah Shifra bat Yitzchak v'Rochel, Dr. Lionel Israels, Leib ben Shimon v'Sarah, Luba Jaravsky, Luba bat Zev, Annette Klein, Chana bat Michal Ubela, Jack Levine, Yitzchak ben Yosef, Ken Meister, Elchanan ben Aron Yoel v'Rochel, Harvey Leon Pfeffer, Aryeh ben Avraham, Charles L. Prober, Gedalia ben Matit Leib, Bernard Raber, Dov ben Shmuel Umalkasura, Jack Schwartz, Yankel ben Sviva Etel, Philip Thompson, Feitel ben Meyer, and Esther Zabensky, Esther bat Avraham Cohen, all of blessed memory. We also call the name from One More Candle, the organization that calls one name for every day to remember the 1.5 million children who perished in the Holocaust. Today we call the name of Yaakov Elbert, of blessed memory. Again, Mourner's Kaddish is on page 32 in the Sheretz Zedek High Holy Day Machzor. All those in mourning or observing Yortzeit on this day, we invite you to rise and join with us. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Ve'alma divrach Yerutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Bagalau v'zman kariv v'imru Amen.
Amen.
Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevorach la'olam u'lamei maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitale v'yithalal Shemei dekudsha brichu.
Brichu.
Leila min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata ta'amiran be'alma v'imru Amen.
Amen.
Yehei Shlama Rabba min Shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen.
Amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen.
Amen.
I paused there on Le'ela and took a look at Rabbi Mas just because that's the last time for a while that we say just one Le'ela. From now on, it's going to be Le'ela u'Le'ela. We add an extra one. Higher and higher during the 10 days that begin, well, right now, with Rosh Hashanah through the conclusion of Yom Kippur. So remember that for all subsequent Kaddishes for the next week and a half.
Absolutely.
And I just wanted to say, too, you know, for some of you who are with me on a regular basis on Friday night, I've been looking forward to this for a while because it's not too often that Rabbi Anibal and I get to do a Friday night. Friday night is in his blood. A lot of the stuff I do Friday night I learned from him because, of course, in South America, Friday night is a huge deal week after week. And so let's rock this Erev Rosh Hashanah together, my friend.
And I can't even tell you how much of a huge deal is Erev Rosh Hashanah in Argentina.
Well, I remember that in
like-
past years, we have a large Argentinian crowd who joins us here.
It's huge. So first, let me react a little bit to the chat here. Phyllis Leibman, Shabbat Shalom, Shana Tova to you, said you cannot chat on the High Holidays website. Well, you have to click first where it says nickname, enter your name there, and hopefully everything is going to work. Let's move on. Page 36, because it's Shabbat, we sing this beautiful psalm, Psalm 92, Mismor Shir LeYom HaShabbat, a song, a special song for Shabbat. Please join us, page 36 of the new Machzorim. Mismor Shir LeYom HaShabbat, Tov leodot l'Adonai, ulzamer l'shimcha elyon, ולזמר לשמך העליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי גיום בכינור, כי שימחתני אדוני בפועלך, במעשה ידיך, במעשה ידיך ארנן. Together. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך העליון, ולזמר לשמך העליון. מה גדלו מעשיך אדוני, מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך. מה גדלו מעשיך אדוני, מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך העליון, ולזמר לשמך העליון, ולזמר לשמך העליון, ולזמר לשמך העליון. Let's continue now with another beautiful psalm, for Shabbat on page 38, Psalm 93. Actually, it's interesting because this is it's not a complete Kabbalat Shabbat that we have whenever Shabbat overlaps with a festival. It's just the last part of the Kabbalat Shabbat. That's why you will notice there is no Lecha Dodi, no Lechun Eranenal Adonai. Usually, regular Shabbat, we have one psalm for every day of the week. And eventually, for Shabbat, we add 2 chapters of the book of Psalms. You know why?
Why we add 2 or why we
Why
add
we have 2?
Well, 2 is a big deal on Shabbat. We always do 2 on Shabbat. 2 challahs on Shabbat, 2 candles on Shabbat, 2 portions of manna on Shabbat. Maybe it's because of that.
Okay. What I learned is that, we all are born with a soul inside ourselves. But for Shabbat, we have a neshama yetera, which is an additional soul. That means for Shabbat, we have 2 souls, so we can celebrate Shabbat with extra joy. So every day of the week, our soul praises God. But on Shabbat, we have 2 psalms because of the 2 neshamot that we have. In fact, that's why the tradition, whenever we are on a yortzeit, we say Kaddish the day of the yortzeit and also the Shabbat, either before or after, because that's the yortzeit of your extra soul. What about that?
I preferred mine, but I thought that one was pretty good. I don't want to disrespect your teacher, whoever gave you that little nugget. It's nice.
Okay, so we welcome people. You see, they're finally using the other chat, and I see Philip Weisman. You figured it out. I'm so proud of you. So proud of you. Welcome, Fabiana, Jorge, Vita, Jay, Ashira. Shelly is also there, and so many people also in the other chat. Welcome, everyone. Page 38, Psalm 93. Adonai malach geut lavesh Adonai ozitazar aftikon tevel baltimot nachon kisacha meyaz meolam adar naseu nearot Adonai naseu nearot kolam iseu nearot ochyam mikolot מים רבים, אדירים משמרי ים, אדיר במרום אדוני, עדותיך נאמנו מאוד, לביתך נאווה קודש, אדוני naseu nearot Adonai, naseu nearot kolam, iseu nearot ochyam, mikolot mayim rabim. Mourner's Kaddish, page 39. Yitgadal ve'yitgadash shemei Rabba.
Amen.
Be'elmad yivrach ruteh ve'yamlich malchuteh. B'chayechon u'vyomechon u'b'chayeh dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala u'b'zman kariv ve'imru amen.
Amen.
Yehi shemei Rabba mevorach le'olam u'le'olmei almaya. Yitvarach ve'yishtavach. V'yitpa'ar ve'yitromam ve'yitnaseh. Ve'yithadar ve'yitaleh ve'yitalal shemei dekudesha berichu. לעילה, לעילה, מכל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, למירם ביעלמה וימרו, אמן.
אמן.
יהי שלום הרבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו, ועל כל ישראל וימרו, אמן. עושה שלום ממרומיו, ויעשה שלום עלינו, ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו, Amen.
Amen.
It's time to move on to the specific liturgy of the high holidays. You're going to start listening to the special melodies that we use only once a year for the high holidays. So in Judaism, melodies tell a lot. They're supposed to help you get into the mood. So when you hear the melodies we use every day of the week, it's okay. It's one kind of mood. It's usually fast, and it's not necessarily special. On Shabbat, things change. We have specific melodies. So the melody will help you enjoy Shabbat differently. It will prepare you yourself when you hear that. And for the high holidays, also special tunes. If you know the tunes, please join us.
But Rabbi, there will be a few other things special because of Shabbat, that people will recognize some of the Shabbat melodies when we bring them back. Don't want anyone to get too concerned about missing out some of those great Shabbat. I mean, we already cut out L'cha Dodi, so we have to at least give them something, even though it's Yom Tov.
Okay, so please rise if you can. Page 41, we have the call to worship, the Baruch Hu, with a special melody for the high holidays.
Are you feeling particularly high voice today, or do you feel kind of...
Just bring it on.
Bring it on, he says. It's a new year, it's a new rabbi.
Baruch Hu et Adonai.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed. You may be seated as we continue in the bottom of page 41. ומבדיום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובלילה. אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני,
Baruch Hu, Baruch Shemo.
Please join me.
Lai, 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 la, 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 lai, 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 la, la, lai, 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 la, 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 la.
Hamariv, Haravim. Shabbat Shalom, Shana Tova for everyone who is writing such wonderful messages on the two chats. It's great. First time I have the two screens in front of me. And a new thing is I can't even see myself on the screen right now.
Ooh, that'll mess with you.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see my hair. I think it's a little... Okay. Page 42. End of the paragraph as we prepare ourselves for the Shema Israel. כי הם חיינו באורך ימינו ובהם נגע יומם ולילה ואהבתך אל תסר ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני
Baruch Hu, Baruch Shemo.
Everybody. Lai, 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 vamo Israel.
Amen.
Page 43. Shema, Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu. Adonai Echad. Please continue silently. Page 43, 44, 45, and 46.
There's some beautiful messages on the chat from YouTube and Facebook of some people from out of town. One of the silver linings of our COVID pandemic are all the people who are from outside of Winnipeg who are able to join us and be part of us on a regular basis over the last 6 months, and certainly tonight. And a few ladies, Sheila in Calgary and Trudy, it looks like maybe in San Francisco, are remembering their weddings at the Sherrod Zedek building under Rabbi Milton Aaron, whose last year here was 1965. So these are memories going back.
Wow.
What a great time to be remembering. So Shabbat Shalom and Shana Tova to both of you, along with everyone else joining us from wherever you are joining us all over the globe.
Yeah, and remember, I believe you're still in time to get tickets for tomorrow morning. Yeah.
Look at you.
We have people downstairs in the office, so if...
I thought the ticket office looked pretty close to me.
I'm pretty sure we can do something for them.
Of course. If people want to join us, we'll find a way.
Yes. Adonai Elohim Emet.
Amen.
Page 47, ואמונה כל זאת בקיים עלינו, לטובה אנחנו ישראל עמו. Page 48. ומלכותו ורצון קיבלו עליהם משה ובני ישראל לחנו שירה ושמחה רבה ואמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נדר בקודש נורת תהילות אוסף אלם מלכותך ובניך בוקר ים לפני משה זה לי אנו ואמרו אדוני לו לעולם ועד ונאמר כי יפת אדוני את יעקב וכלום יד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני
Baruch hu v'aruch shemo.
Together. Lai, la, dai, lai, 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 lai. Lai, la, dai, lai, lai, lai. Lai, lai, la, da, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Gal Israel.
Amen.
I'm reading the chat here. Some of the names are actually interesting, like Charleswood Noodlers.
Ooh,
It's a nice, it's ingenious.
Noodlers.
Or noodlers?
Those are the noodlers.
These are the noodlers. Okay.
We have two families in Winnipeg spelled the same. One is Nudler, one is Noodler.
One is from Argentina.
That's the Noodlers. And I think that's who's here. The
Very
Charleswood
interesting.
Noodlers.
I love the name. That's why I mentioned it.
It's just because unless the other Nudlers have moved, they don't live in Charleswood. And so I'm going to go out on a limb and say that they're not representing themselves as Charleswoodians? Charleswooders?
Maybe. So remember, if you are in the new High Holidays website, you are watching from there, if you want to participate in the chat, all you have to do is to click what it says nickname, enter your name, and then you're ready to go. You can interact with us. We have our executive director, Ian Staniloff, taking care of the chat, and he will be happy to shake your hand virtually.
I like that.
Let's continue now on page 49, bottom of the page. We have a beautiful, beautiful prayer. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Spread over us your sheltering peace. What a wonderful image for this year that starts. We're going to use the Shabbat melody for this one. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Israel, ve'al Yerushalayim, amen. From the top, together. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Israel, ve'al Yerushalayim, ve'al Yerushalayim, ve'al Yerushalayim. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. Let's continue on page 50. If you can, please rise as we add another of the Shabbat prayers. Veshambru bnei Israel. Veshambru bnei Israel et ha-Shabbat lasot, et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Veshambru bnei Israel et ha-Shabbat lasot, et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Veini vein bnei Israel oti leolam, oti leolam. Veshambru bnei Israel et ha-Shabbat lasot, et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות, את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. Bottom of page 50, we go from Shabbat back to Rosh HaShanah. Tiku v'chodesh shofar. Blow the shofar at the new moon.
Last week, if you were with me last week for Kabbalah Shabbat, I told the story about why Tishrei, the month of Tishrei, is the only month where we don't make a blessing on the Shabbat before the Rosh Chodesh for the new month. And one of the explanations why is this verse from Psalms. This is the 81st Psalm. And it talks about this word bakese, a chodesh bakese, a hidden new moon. And we talked last week about this idea of concealing the new moon so Hasatan, the prosecuting angel, or the adversary, the one who's coming to try all of us as a collective, doesn't know when the right date is. But this idea of maybe a concealed new moon comes from this beautiful line from the Psalms and this wonderful melody. It should be a duet, but it's better if Rabbi Anibal takes it by himself.
Thank you, Rabbi Matthew.
But we talked about it last week, so for anyone who was there, this is the payoff.
Tiku v'chodesh shofar bakese leyom chageinu ki chok leIsrael umishpat leEloi Yaakov. Page 51, the Hatzi Kaddish. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבב
Amen.
בעלמא דברה חירותה וימליך מלכותה בחייכון וביומכון ובחיית לכל בית ישראל מעגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יש מרבה מבורך לעולם ולעלמי המאיה יתברך וישתבח בתורתו בתנאסה ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי תקודשה בריחו לילה לאלה מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמידה מעלמה ואימרו אמן. We are going to continue now with something very special. It's the first Amidah of the year. It's an opportunity to strengthen our connection with our Creator. Remember the Amidah, this prayer that we're about to pray, replaced the sacrifices that once we used to bring to the Holy Temple in Jerusalem. And if you read in the Torah, the sacrifices were the moment where the people felt this close connection with God, where they were offered not just an animal, they were offering their heart. They were putting their heart in front of the Creator. So this is an opportunity for each one of us to start this new year, opening our hearts to God and to share with God basically everything we want. God is there listening to us. All what God wants from us is to strengthen our relationship with our Creator. God is waiting for us to return to the divine being so we can deepen our relationship, this loving relationship between God and humanity. So take the next few minutes to pray to God. You can use the Hebrew or the English from the Maxorim. If you do that, remember you have to add the text for Shabbat. But you can also use your own words of prayer. Be sure if you're at home, you find a quiet place to have this private conversation with the Creator of the world. Let's take the next few minutes to have a silent prayer.
We've been wished a Shabbat Shalom and Shana Tova Metuka from Rena. I want to say right back at you, Rena, and your family. Elaine says she and Harvey are listening from their home in Palm Desert, California. Well, we had a Palm Desert kind of day here in Winnipeg, so it's great to have you joining us. Lauren and Louise, Carol and Terry, Merrill, Debbie in Toronto, our colleague Rina Elbaz, Israel Benoon, Shabbat Shalom to all of you, and Shana Tova, Umetuka. Herbert has joined us from Columbus, Ohio, USA. And those are just the chats from YouTube and from Facebook. Not sure if there's any more action on the one from our special Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur password feed.
We do. We have, Evita's a lost video. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope the video came back. I've noticed my mother is there, but she decided to go to Facebook after all the work that I took to teach her how to use the other one. Never mind. Hopefully it will be better tomorrow. Okay.
The Zentners say Shabbat Shalom and Shana Tova. And Roberto Franco, who's joined us many times before from Puerto Rico. Great to have you, Roberto. Shabbat Shalom, Shana Tova to you.
Shabbat Shalom.
So usually the custom is to stand. We've got now this section that we add because it is Shabbat. We're making Kiddush coming up for Yontif and also for Shabbat. So if you're with us regularly on Friday night, or if you have a regular Friday night service, you know that after the silent Amidah, we stand for kind of what I call this little home stretch. So we invite you to stand. We're going to do a fun version of Vayechulu. Well, at least we think it's pretty fun, and hopefully you will enjoy. On page 64. You ready, Rabbi?
I'm ready. Music from Bolivia. La la da da la da da la 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 da da la da da la 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 da 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 with me. La la da da la da da la la da 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 la 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 da 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 da. ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות together la 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 Lai 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 la 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 lai la 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 lai lai la 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 lai 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 la lai la 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 Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu veElokei avoteinu Elokei Avraham Elokei Yitzchak veElokei Elokei Sarah, Elokei Rivka, Elokei Rachel veElokei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagivor ve'Anora, El Elyon koneh shamayim, La 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 Page 65, Magen Avot, we have a wonderful melody composed by Chazan Sol Zim. מגן אבות בדברו, מחיי מתים במאמרו. מגן אבות בדברו, מחיי מתים במאמרו. המלך הקדוש שאין כמוהו, שאין כמוהו. המניח לימו ביום שבת קודשו, ביום שבת קודשו. מגן אבות בדברו, מחיי מתים במאמרו. מגן אבות בדברו, מחיי מתים במאמרו. כי היבם רצה להניח להם. לפניו נעבוד, לפניו נעבוד בדבר פחד, ונודה
ונודה
לשמור,
לשמור,
ונודה לשמור בכל יום תמיד, ונודה לשמור בכל יום תמיד מעין הברכות, ונודה לשמור בכל יום תמיד מעין הברכות. מגן אבות בדברו, וחיי מתים במאמרו. מגן אבות בדברו, וחיי מתים במאמרו. אל ההודעות, אדון השלום, מקדש השבת, ומברך שבי. לילה לילה La 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 מגן אבות בדברו, מחיי מתים במאמרו. מגן אבות בדברו, מחיי מתים במאמרו. ומניח בקדושה שבת שבת, לעמד שני ענק שבת. זכר למעשה בראשית, שבת, שבת, שבת. לילה, 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 שבת, 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 שבת. לילה, 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 שבת, 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 שבת.
I thought you were going to do the super high note.
I missed the note. Sorry.
That's okay. We got another one coming up in a minute that Rabbi Mas is going to have an opportunity to flex that high note. Oh, I'm glad we have that other one. When we did it in practice, you crushed it.
Remember when we tried to do it again in practice, I couldn't do it. I couldn't remember how I did it.
That's true.
That's what happened with
That's
music.
true.
It's not written.
Before we get to that one of my favorites from Friday night, which is also a Salzim that we add in here. It's for the last, a special prayer that we add because it is Shabbat in addition to Yontef. It's on the bottom of page 65, and it's got a part for you to join in, so we better be able to hear you.
Oh, wow, hold on. We welcome Manju Loda. She is our friend from the Hindu temple.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Are we ready?
What is that?
This isn't your key. This is my key. You wanted me to do it, I thought.
Yes.
Eloheinu, Elohei Avoteinu, Retzeh Menuchateinu. Kadeshenu b'mitzvotecha, v'ten chelkeinu b'torecha. Sabeinu mituvecha, v'samecheinu b'shuatecha. V'taher, v'taher,
V'taher libeinu,
v'taher libeinu le'ovdecha v'emet. V'taher,
v'taher libeinu,
v'taher. There you go. V'taher, v'taher libeinu le'ovdecha v'emet. V'hanchilenu Adonai Eloheinu v'ahava uvratzon shabbat kodshecha v'anuchuva Yisrael mekadeshei shemecha. V'taher,
v'taher libeinu,
v'taher,
v'taher libeinu,
v'taher, v'taher libeinu le'ovdecha v'emet. V'taher, v'taher libeinu, v'taher, v'taher libeinu, v'taher, v'taher libeinu le'ovdecha v'emet. Baruch atah Adonai,
Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo,
Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen. Page 67, we have the Kaddish Shalem with the traditional melody that we reserve only for the high holidays. It's not necessarily for the high holidays, but it's traditional here at the Shari Zedek that we reserve the special melodies only for Rosh HaShanah and Yom Kippur. The Hasidic Kaddish Shalem, page 67.
and I'm going to get my high note.
יתגדל ויתקדש ברבב
Main.
בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי
Malchutei.
בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו
Amen. Yehesh merabah mevorach le'olam u'lamei almaya yitbarach yitbarach
יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל
Shemei degudasha
שמי דקודשה
Breichu.
לאלה לאלה מכל ברכתה ושירתה
Veshirata
תושבחתה ונחמתה דעמידם בעלמא
בעלמא.
תושבחתה ונחמתה דעמידם בעלמא דעמידם בעלמא
ve'imru.
והימרו
Amen.
תתקבל צלעתיון ובאותו דכל בית ישראל קודם אבוהון דיבי שמיה והימרו והימרו
Amen.
יש למרבי משמיה וחיים עלינו עלינו ועל כל ישראל והימרו והימרו עשה שלום ממרומיו ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן אמן.
There's my note. Yeshakoach,
Baruch Tiyeh, thank you.
Chazan Rabbi Anibal Mas.
Thank you.
That's like the groundhog seeing its shadow on February 2nd. If you hit that note on Erev Rosh HaShanah, it's going to be a sweet new year. I just came up with that. I hope you like it.
That's very interesting. Tomorrow I'm going to explain why we say Shana Tova umetuka. Why good and sweet.
Okay.
Think about it overnight.
Okay. Don't look at me. Tell the people.
You can think about it too.
That's pretty cool. You got me interested. And just a reminder for everybody, tomorrow morning service starts at 9:30. We've been trying to break with an old Jewish custom that we know is pretty universal. It's not just a Winnipeg thing. Wandering in late.
Can you
We've
read,
shortened
please?
the service.
Read Doron's message.
Oh, I unfortunately, during that Kaddish Shalem, I got timed out.
They said, why? Oh, you don't have it. He said, you made my baby cry with that high note.
Like a good cry or a bad cry?
I don't know, I feel guilty now.
Look, if the baby was there. Yeah, I see it. I see it. D-Y. Is that our friend Doron?
Doron Yehudaif. D-Y.
Very clever. Very clever. Well, I'm glad people are enjoying that. He wrote an LOL at the end of that with his baby crying, so I figured that's probably okay. What I was going to say was, so we've over the last few years, if you know anything about us at Shari Zedek, we've shortened our services, we've changed everything around. You know, it used to be that Rosh Hashanah started at 7:30 in the morning and went till 12. And I remember I used to do Shachrit, there was nobody here.
I remember those days.
Yeah, because you weren't even here.
And I bet tomorrow won't be anybody here either.
That's probably true, but we're not starting with Shachrit. But we hope you will be here. 9:30 to 12 is tomorrow's service. Same thing on Sunday. We can't wait to have you join us. Everyone's been, I think, a little bit nervous in synagogues around the world, but we've been really excited We're really lucky to have had these cameras in for a couple of years. We've been doing 6 months of daily minyan and Shabbat services, gearing up for this. We know we've got a lot of people tuning in for the first time. We hope you've enjoyed tonight. And if you have, just wait for tomorrow. You ready for Kiddush, Rabbi?
Kiddush. Page 69, if you have some wine at home, please get your cup full of sweet wine. This is an interesting thing because usually I will have lots of people in front of me. I will be the only one with wine. This is an opportunity for all of you to join us with the Kiddush. That is what we meant when we said that we want every home to be an extension of this beam of Shari Zedek. So I hope you're playing your part for that. Remember, not just for tonight, but tomorrow and then Yom Kippur, don't be a spectator, be a participator. Sing together with your family, with your friends. It's going to be an amazing experience if you do that. So I hope I gave you enough time to go get some wine so we can do it together. Page 69. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bacharvanu mikol העם ורוממנו מכל לשון בקדישנו במצוותיו ותיתן לנו אדוננו ואהבה את יום השבת הזה ואת יום הזיכרון הזה יום זיכרון תרועה באהבה מקרא קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים כי באנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים ודבריך אמת וקיים לעד ברוך אתה אדוני מלך על כל הארץ מקדש שבת וישראל ויום הזיכרון
Amen.
לחיים
L'chaim tovim u'shalom. We have a friend, Yehuda, who joins us every Friday night and always likes to say how sweet it is. And we hope very much, especially tonight, tomorrow, and into 5781.
And Roberto Franco says, añada buena y dulce.
I know what that means. I'm going to tell you.
That's Ladino.
Well, I'm guessing he says.
But that's not Spanish, that's Ladino.
That's okay. I'm guessing he's saying a good and sweet new year.
Yeah, añada is ear.
Yes.
Buena.
Good.
E is and.
Yeah, and that's what
Dulce
I said.
is sweet, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I did it. Look at me. I speak Ladino, Rabbi.
Very nice. Cuando el rey Nimrod al campo salía. That's Ladino.
We want to say Shabbat Shalom and Shana Tova to our ritual secretary, Stacy Bazak, who has done an amazing job since she joined the Shari Zedek team, and especially getting ready for these high holidays. Hi, Stacy and family. And yes, also to the HIS sibling, our friend Terry in Toronto. Shabbat Shalom and Shana Tova to you, Terry. And yes, Terry in New York, the other Terry, reminding everyone on the East Coast that it's 10:30 East Coast time, 11:30 in Halifax, 12 in Newfoundland. By the time we're starting the service, that's already over in Newfoundland. So
Very good. And then in the other chat, the one that Ian is taking care of, we say, I can see J.A., Judy Itzkovich, Karina Biederman, Ami, thinking from my Choosing Judaism class.
beautiful.
Good to have you there. Lynn and Jeff from Chicago. It's great. It's great to have you there. Let's continue with Aleinu.
We invite everyone, wherever you are, to rise or to remain standing.
Page 70. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות אדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, כך כתוב בתורתו. וידעת היום והשבות אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת. אין עוד. כתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו
Shekoach.
Long enough?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Mourner's Kaddish, as we get ready to conclude the service, is on page 73 in our Shar Zedek High Holiday Machzor. Our custom for the final Kaddish of our service is to invite everyone who wants to stand and recite these words to do so. We often say that there are many people, never mind in the world, but in our community alone, who have no one to say Kaddish for them. So we've had this custom for a while at our shul. But we also now, as we've turned to the first day in the Hebrew month of Tishrei, we have some specific yortzites we commemorate with this final Kaddish, and I'll call their names at this time. Jody Lane Bernstein, Matthew Jacob McFlicker, Helen Promislow, Samuel Silvio Dan, Alex B. Starikoff, Zelig Ben Baruch, Leib Swartz, Mildred Weedman, Mila Bat Meir, and Louis Zimmerman, Eliezer Ben Zev, all of blessed memory. And from one more candle, Tanya Ellentuch, also of blessed memory. Again, on page 73, mourners, those observing a yortzeit, or anyone who wishes to honor someone who has no one to say Kaddish for them, may rise and join us together in these words. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Ve'alma divrach irutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael b'gala u'vizman kari v'imru Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevorach le'alam u'le'olmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal Shemei dekudsha Brichu. Le'ela, le'ela, min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'imru, Amen.
Amen.
Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru Amen.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru Amen.
Amen.
I want to wish a yasher koach to my partner in crime, Rabbi Anibal Mas. Just getting started, Rabbi. Great job tonight.
Baruch Tieh, thank you. You too. I love your playing. It's strong today. Tomorrow you'll have a rest on your fingers.
That's right. Tomorrow we're bringing in the big guns. But tonight it was us. So we decided that we needed to finish with something special. And you're going to hear, I guess it's kind of become a Shered Zedek specialty for the high holidays. People look forward to that. You know how we talked about the Kaddish Shalem is a high holiday thing? Well, we do this special version of the Adon Olam, made famous by the Yeshiva Boys Choir. We do it a lot on Shabbat, but we started doing it on Yontif a couple of years back, and it was a big hit. We were trying to find a way to keep people in their seats so they wouldn't leave with Adon Olam to go to try and beat the traffic out of the parking lot. If you want to know the truth.
Not a problem today.
No, not a problem anymore. But we figured if we did this Adon Olam, it would keep people in their seats, and it did. So it's great. But you're going to hear that one all weekend long. So we're going to do a different one. We've had a lot of Salzim tonight. He's pretty good.
And
We've
this
got
is a
another
good one because it has lots of repetition after us. So we want you, again, to be a participator of this service. Sing it from home as you start wrapping up things from whatever you are in front of a screen. Pretty sure you're going to move to the dining room table pretty soon. So before you do that, please sing the Adon Olam with us. Thank you, everyone. Adon Olam asher malach v'terem kol yetzir nivra le'et nasa v'chefso kol azay melech shemo nikra ve'acharei kichlot hakol levado imloch nora ve'hu haya ve'hu over ve'hu yeh v'tifara Adon Olam asher malach b'terem kol yetzir nivra le'et nasa v'chefso kol azay melech shemo nikra ve'hu echad ve'en sheni le'am shelo le'ach v'da beli reshit beli tachlit ve'lo ha'oz ve'hamisra Adon Olam asher malach b'terem kol yetzir nivra le'et nasa v'chefso kol azay melech shemo nikra ve'hu eli v'chai goali v'tzur chevli ve'etzara ve'hu nisi umanos li menat kosi ve'yom ekra Adon Olam asher malach b'terem kol yetzir nivra le'et nasa v'chefso kol azay melech shemo nikra בידו אבקית רוחי ואת תישן והעירה ועם רוחי גביעתי אדוני לי ולא עירה אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לעת נשא וחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא Yasher Koyach, Shabbat Shalom, Shana Tova, Umetuka, for a good and sweet year 5781. Have a wonderful dinner, have a good night, and we'll see you again tomorrow morning. Bye for now.